Good morning, everyone. How is everyone? I'm glad to see. We've got a couple of people here. We'll wait for a few more to come on in. This is our Wednesday morning, more of a power experience, power flow, empowering ourselves, all within the context of our practice plan for this week. I was trying to put together some, maybe a little bit of tunes. Greetings, I'm Belinda, and we're here with Just Be Yoga and our home yoga practice live. This week's practice is kind of intense, looking at the theme of duhkha, or suffering. What is suffering? How do we experience it? How do we perceive it? And maybe more importantly, and I didn't really get to talk about this yesterday very much, of how do we start to transform our perception of it, right? It's one thing to start to notice, yeah, that's kind of misery, that's kind of suffering, but then how do we get out of it? And one of the key aspects is not only in the observation of it, but in the embrasure, the full embrasure of impermanence. All things change. And oftentimes, if we just wait, maybe just a few seconds even, especially in the context of a pose, our relationship to our understanding of a sensation might create less reactivity. So just to review a little bit, dukkha, which is suffering, is nothing but a certain state of mind, right? We might say, well, wait a minute now, if I've got a pain over here, is that a state of mind? Actually, how we're interpreting that pain and how we react to it, yes, that is a state of mind. Now, I'm not saying that if you got a limb yanking out a joint, that we shouldn't do something about it. Yes, we should do something about it and alleviate some of the pain and the suffering in our lives. But we need to notice the true obstacle. And if the true obstacle is we're ripping something out of socket, let's remove that obstacle. So anyway, it's about our understanding and our perception. Here's what we didn't get into yesterday, and I know that we're all really excited, right? Want to know, what are the poses this week? All right, so the postures this week. Twisting triangle, or Pavrita Trikonasana, Camel, or Ustrasana. All right, here comes the biggie. We're not really going to like this one, I don't think. Split Hanumanasana, and then we'll be doing Dolphin. All right, I will be offering modifications and variations on that. Let's go ahead and get started with our check-in. So maybe take a look at your journal, look at what your practice plan was going to be for this week. And if you don't have a practice plan, that's fine. Just join in with us as best you like. Maybe just set an intention of how you want to observe how you exist inside of spaces of suffering. How do you interpret things that are uncomfortable when we're in pose? Find a comfortable way to sit. Come into you. Sometimes the beauty of the home practice is we let go of the distraction of identifying with the way others are looking or being, because it's just us in our space that we've made for our practice. Arrive in your genuine physical body, see how it's feeling. Arrive in your breath. Arrive in your mind. How are we experiencing this moment? What's satisfied? What's hungry? What's in discomfort? What's in ease? Do we know? Yoking, yoga, connecting, perceiving awareness. Let's breathe in and lengthen the arms up. Exhale, hands to center. And then we'll find that Ganesha mudra, finding that clasp. We did this mudra yesterday. And then just start to find that pull, that resistance. Feel the strength, feel the fight. How do we experience struggle, misery, discomfort, suffering? Do we apply more force to it? Do we apply ease to it? And let's gently, slowly release. Feel that releasing within us, and we're going to flip and pull. Be in your breath, be in your body, be in what you perceive as tension or fight. What's already changing about this experience? What's impermanent? What's the same? And gently release. Let's breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, let's find a gentle side bend. Feel the side body. Connect in with the physical body. Breath in, let's lift. Exhale it over, waking it up, letting it talk to us, being sure we're not making demands on the body. We're here to listen, to unify. Let's breathe in as we lift. And let's find a gentle twist. Explore the coiling, the spiraling in our spine. Feel that central nervous system conduit ringing, twisting, rising. And gently release, coming around to the other side. Good morning, Ansel. Breath in and twist. When we're in spirals, can we notice the balance that it takes of the amount of force that's needed to create the torsion and the amount of ease that allows the movement in the torsion? It's a collaboration. It's a working together. And gently release. Let's lengthen the legs out in front of us. I'm going to lean forward here. Your shoulders are sore from pulling so hard in that clasp yesterday. Thumb's supposed to be doing anything specific. Not necessarily, Ansel. They can just be tucked. All right, so our legs are out in front of us. We're going to find a nice Dandasana. Conducting the spine upward, chin slightly tucked, lifting through the crown of the head, legs active, squeezing, pressing into the earth, rooting and rising. Observe the body's physical reaction as more time elapses. And we commit to what it takes to press that energy in, to continue to apply this energy with our mental intention and physical action. What's changed about what the body is sending back to you, about the amount of energy that this is taking, and whether we are experiencing this moment as suffering or discomfort, agitation. Engage in the core muscles, pulling the navel to the back of the spine, shoulder blades down, rib cage lifting. How long can we apply ourselves to this intention of action? How open and active are the feet? What are the fibers of the flesh in the backs of the calves doing and saying? Are we still growing tall, and from where? Let's breathe in and lengthen upward, shoulders down, shoulders in the socket and rooting down. Front of the rib cage rising taller. When you applied that rise, did you apply it with a force? And could we interpret that as a discomfort, a misery, a pain, a suffering? And let's hinge forward. Where is that peace? Our interpretation of suffering. greatly relates to that element in the niyamas of contentment. How do we start to experience and invite satisfaction while remaining committed with that dedication of tapas, that discipline? What is going on in the backs of the legs? What's going on in the low back? What's lengthening through the front of the body, the flesh of your belly and chest? Is it lengthening forward or is it dumping and collapsing? Feel your breath body. Is it experiencing suffering or is it experiencing its greatest freedom, its moksha? Within whatever limitations and boundaries are here. And let's roll that spine up. Let's wake up the hips a bit, bottoms of the feet together. Maybe threading and interlacing under the feet, perhaps holding your ankles or shins. Don't concern yourselves with how much you're seeing my hips pressing here. Maybe your hips are up here. That's fine. Let's bring that acceptance and contentment into where the body is. Chest lifting. Carry the carriage of your body with intention. Breath in. Exhale, let's hinge. And then let's roll the spine up, breathing in. Exhale it forward. Allow your mind's eye to observe segments and areas of our frame, of our anatomy. What are those segments experiencing as we move? What are those areas of the physical body experiencing with the direction of the mind? How is the mind directing you? Is it a command? Is it kindness? How do they work together? Is one inflicting a suffering on the other? And let's hold. Breath in. Breath out. Apply some intention forward through the front of the breastbone, lengthening the torso, sinking heavy in the hips. Notice where you are applying action, and is that action creating a suffering? Is it giving you the rooting and grounding you need to feel spaciousness and freedom? Can you find a balance between the applied energy and the freedom and ease? Full belly breath. And let's gradually bring the spine back up. Good. Let's bring the right hand behind the back, patting ourselves there. Bring the left hand up, find that elbow. See how much you can aim that elbow straight up to the ceiling. What are we experiencing in the fibers of the flesh and the muscles, the tendons, the sinews in the armpit? Underside of the arm, can you still grow tall through the spine? How is your body carrying your intention? How is your face carrying your intention? How does that then transform what we are experiencing into something more palatable and more contented, or more dukkha, more suffering? And I'm just going to switch, patting myself on the back with the left palm, trying to grow tall through the crown of the head, not allowing the arms to press the neck down. Accept what the body will give us. Notice that balance of when we accept what the body will give and how maybe the body sends back fewer messages of discomfort. What does this armpit say? This underside of the arm. Can it reach for us? Can it stretch? Can it make more space? Good. And we'll release. Let's make our way to hands and knees. Noticing how we get there, how we travel in our bodies. And then we'll shift back into child's pose. Perhaps your knees are wide. Maybe you add some cushioning under those knees. Maybe your head needs some support to rest either under your hands, over your hands, or on a block. Will we do what we need to create less dis-ease in the body while still intending lengthening energy in the upper body and sinking energy in the bottom body? Hear that, feel that. Will we give ourselves what we need for less dis-ease while continuing to apply ourselves toward the intention of lengthening and rooting? Let's lengthen the arms out in front of us. Remind yourselves what you're on your mat for, connecting to in your physical body, connecting to your breath. What does your breath need from you today? What does your mind need from you today so that you can find ease there? What does your wisdom want from you? What are you committing to trying to practice for your mind, your wisdom, and your inner peace? And pause when you need, stop when you need, modify when you need. If you can keep going, let's observe what we interpret as discomfort versus an absolute stop that's needed. Let's breathe in and come forward to hands and knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips down, dog. Feel your heels, maybe pedaling them. Feel new areas of the body. Feel that underside of the upper arms and the armpit. What's your neck doing? How is it responding? How's your mind responding? A few pelvic tilts, working the tailbone up and down. Is the body responding to the mind? Are we remembering to send some gratitude and some love to all that we are experiencing, all that the body is responding to from electrical messages from the mind? Breath in, push the butt up. Exhale, look forward, and we're going to travel the feet up to the top of our mat. Maybe your feet are together, maybe they aren't. Breath in, lengthen the spine upward. The knees can remain bent here if that alleviates discomfort. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe the body warms up and you can start to straighten. Breath in and lengthen. Maybe that's today, maybe that's next week. Forward fold, maybe it's a 5-year plan. Breath in, lengthen. Where are we lengthening from in the torso? Exhale, forward fold. What are we experiencing in the back of the body? Inhale, as we rise, lift through the front of the body, anchor in the bottom body. Forward fold, release. Move the body with intention. Half flat back, they're working together. Plant the palms, stepping to plank. Perhaps your knees are down. Shift forward, so lean the upper body forward and then let the elbows shave the ribs as we lower, breathing out. Inhale, lift the chest. Are you forcing the body beyond its limits? In this moment, all things change. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Review right now everything that we moved. Review right now any of the aspirations and demands your mind had. Were you in a memory space? Were you in a wishing space? Were you in a comprehending what's going on clearly or not comprehending clearly? And now let's let that go. Be right here. Breath in. Look forward and step, walk, jump the feet up. Half flat back. Forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Half flat back. Plant the palms, stepping to plank. Make your intention here. Activate, lower calmly, freely in the breath. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale, step, walk the feet up. Where are you in your breath? Is your breath experiencing contentment or discomfort? Forward fold. Chair pose, bend the knees, weights in the heels, lift your torso. Hands could be at prayer, hands could be at your hips, hands could be behind you, opening the chest. What is your intention? If you're opening that chest, how does that help you stay connected to your intention? How is it liberating us, giving us a little more freedom and ease where we are? And forward fold. Half flat back. Let's plant the palms, step the right foot back, back foot flat. Aim the right toes to the front right corner of the mat. Left knee over heel. Inhale as we rise, sinking in the hips, lifting with intention through the belly, through the spine. Hands down, step the right foot up, step that left foot back, find the length of your stride, intend and connect with the earth with your feet, stack that knee over the heel, inhale, feel the muscles in the torso and the back collaborating to lift the weight of the torso up. And hands down, we're going to step back to plank. Maybe use those knees, lower down, elbows shaving, find some ease. Inhale, cobra. What is the spine and the belly we find now? Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet up. Half flat back. Forward fold. Rise, be in it. Are you lengthening? Are you rooting? Where's the mind? Forward fold, release. Feel your heart beating. Half flat back. Can we stay calm and comfortable? Stepping it back to plank. Lowering through. Inhale with intention and love. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Look forward, step, walk, or jump the feet up. Half flat back. Forward fold. Chair pose. Inhale. Face is soft, no tension in the wrists. Forward fold, release. Start to notice the spaces in the body that do have ease. Half flat back. Step that right foot back. Stack yourselves. And rise. Root in the bottom body. Rise in the upper body. Exhale. Hands down. Step that right foot up. Trade it out. Step the left foot back. Step with intention. Express love through the legs. Inhale it up. Breath. Hands down. Stepping to plank. Lowering through. Breath in. Breath out, down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Look forward, step, walk, or jump the feet up. Half flat back. Forward fold. Half flat back. Are we doing it? Are we lifting? Are we making that spine nice and flat? Exhale, forward fold. Crown to the floor. How are we experiencing this? Some of you may be walking the hands back. Some of you may be hugging behind the calves as I do. Where is the weight in your feet? What are we experiencing in the calves? In the Achilles tendon, in the back of the neck? How can you affect it? Can you loosen something and notice? Over time, over breath, what's changing? What's getting easier, lighter, less intense? What's becoming more intense? And where? And let's roll the spine up. Practice your mountain. Where is your mind? What's discontented? What's in your way right now of experiencing this moment with pure joy and peace? No hunger for anything other than what is right here. We're going to bring the right hand up and in between the shoulder blades. Left hand up, find that right elbow. Aim the right elbow up to the ceiling. Push the legs down, send the hips up, lift the chest. Breath in, breath out. Keep rising taller while curving in the upper back, rooting in the hips down. Are you experiencing freedom in your breath? Are you experiencing freedom in the rise? How can they work together and not fight one another? Do some micro checking and adjusting. Bend the knees, sink the butt back, chair. Grow tall in the spine. What are we experiencing that's saying there is discomfort, that's saying that there is suffering, that's saying, I want out? But where is the peace inside of that? Can you loosen a little grip? Are you in one leg more than the other and can understand why that leg was mad? Could we start to pick up the slack on another side and create, even if it's a momentary experience of ease? Are we attached to the notion that we will find ease and it will stay forever? Release, forward fold. Find your space. Feel the body slowly, gradually acclimating, deepening, adjusting, or coming out, saying it's too much. Where's your breath? Release. Let's roll the spine up. Feel, experience. Practice your mountain when you get here. Where is the energy going upward? Where's the energy going downward? Where are you in the experience of your carriage? How are you wearing the skin you're in? How are you intending it? How is it holding your spirit? Left hand up. Let's pat ourselves in between the shoulder blades. Right hand up by that left elbow. Breath. What's going on in your hips? Did you tilt the tailbone back? Do you know where you are in the body? Can you ask your core to contain this midsection? Or is it just kind of hanging out? asking for bigger muscle sets to do the work. Whole, integrated space, whole, integrated reliance and action. Balanced action. Just because we feel a level of working does not mean it's wrong. It just might be unfamiliar, unpracticed. Push the legs down, hips forward, ribcage lifting, take your breath with you. And rise through the upper chest. Root the hips down. Try not to bend from the low back. See if you can bend from the upper chest and rise from that upper chest and make room for the breath. What's going on between mind, breath, and body right now? Are they fighting? Are they trying to work out a harmony? Okay, can we ask the wisdom to come in? Can we ask that peace body to come in? Don't deny their existence. Don't erase their existence. Invite them in and ask for their help. Make this a more peaceful space. Don't deny your breath is expression. And don't push the body beyond what it wants to give, what it can give. Chair pose, bend the knees, sink the butt back. Where are we? And the legs come into the earth. Where is your mind? Are you in a memory? Or are you greeting this side, this moment, this second on the earth for what it is? Are we appreciating it? Are we finding a gratitude? If this were my last breath, what am I doing with it? How am I experiencing it? And release, forward fold. Practice this pose, Uttanasana. Feel states of change, layers of change. With every second, with every breath. Half flat back. Let's step it back to plank. Where are you in the plank? What are you executing and actioning? Squeezing the inner thighs together. How would that help create balance in the amount of effort that the entire body is exerting? Can you ask for more areas of the body to collaborate and bring in some effort so that other areas are not being overly exerted? And what are we experiencing in our minds as we start to explore that? Are we reluctant? Are we rejecting that notion because we've never had to before? Are we rejecting that notion because it might be more work? Is there a fear? Is there a lack of knowing and understanding? Do we have a desire? Are we desiring more ease? Are we seeing ourselves out of the pose and desiring that? Lower down, elbow height, breath. Lower to the belly. Breath in, lift the chest, cobra. Loosen the glutes. Feel the front of the hips curving and lifting upward. Does it move? Can it move? What can we do physically, breath-wise, wisdom-wise, to find space and freedom for movement? And downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Keep the hip closed. So try not to twist the right hip open. Feel the trajectory, the line from the arms through the back of the shoulders, through the tailbone. If you were to draw that line on a drafting table, could you embody that now in your body? Can you take that line up to the heel? Is it one straight line? Is it kinking? Now push the butt up, push the left heel down. What's going on in that trajectory? In that angle of that left leg? Close the hip, drive that right heel up. Where's the ease? We'll step that right foot through, spin the left foot flat. So maybe widen the stance. Back of the right heel is going to meet the arch of the left foot to make a capital T. We're going to bend that right knee over that heel or ankle and bring the torso up, turning the rib cage. Find that warrior two. I'm going to turn and face you all. Now try to loosen the muscles in the groin and inner thighs. And just feel the outer structure have to hold. Loosen the feet. Come to become aware of what is working. And how are we experiencing that work? How are we perceiving that work? All right, we're going to straighten that right leg. And reach forward. I'm going to let that right hand either find the shin, maybe above the knee. Perhaps you bring a block down and place your arm there. Spine conducting energy lengthwise. You can be looking down or up. Whole body in this sideways plane. The whole body, a piece of toast in the toaster. Now squeeze the upper thigh and notice the stability that we start to feel. Maybe you said, I tried to squeeze something and nothing happened. We get to grow those connections. What's going on in the arches of the feet, the backs of the Achilles tendon? Just because you experience something, maybe with a degree of intensity, doesn't mean anything is wrong. It may mean it's unfamiliar, unused, unpracticed, not ready. Do we know what it is saying? Yoga helps us create our own decoder ring, our own practice of kindness from within. Now lengthen that left arm forward. Feel your armpit. Keep turning that rib cage sideways in your toaster. Don't burn the edges. Now I'm going to keep lengthening this left arm and I'm going to bring it to that block. Or it could come to your shin. And start to turn the rib cage. Then the whole chest. Then a little bit of the hips. I'm just going to let my right hand rest on my hip. And ask from the waist to twist. Revolving. Notice how the torsion and the torque may want to uproot the feet. Where are we? Did we forget the breath? Squeeze the thighs, loosen the belly, anchor below so that the upper part can move. Maybe over time, you can make the block go lower. Maybe over time, you bring the hand down. Some of you may wish to lengthen and take that hand outside of that right foot. Did you over-desire and create a suffering? Where's the freedom of your breath? Lengthening the spine, or is it collapsing? If you've crossed that arm over, bring it down beside that right foot. Bend the right knee. Let's bring both hands down. Step back to plank. Elbow height. Back up to plank. Downward facing dog. Be here now. Appreciate now. What's finding ease? What's finding sturdiness? Where is a discomfort? And maybe now you're just interpreting it as a little limitation, hitting our borders, but overall the body may be feeling free. When you're ready, we're going to lift that left leg up, trying to keep that hip level. Imagine your own protractor here. Feel the angle of the spine. Soften the armpits. Let the head go. Close that left hip. Ooh, held myself accountable there. Back of that right leg is talking. But it's not talking a language that's saying emergency, get out. It is kind of telling me, hey, Belinda, you didn't really have to give me that much attention. It's cool. And I'm like, no, my dear, you really do need to let that tension go. I think that we can soften into it. Now, I'm not gripping in the back of my right calf. I'm not trying to punish it. I'm just letting it slowly find ease. I'm going to lift that left leg, drop the chest. Now, my chest is like, hey, this is all good on me. And the right leg is like, you hush up, because I'm doing a lot here. The inner narration of Belinda's body in yoga. All right, let's step the left foot through. Maybe some of you need to grab your foot and help it up there. We'll spin that right foot flat. Try to do your alignment if you can. Just be a nice safer on the hips and the groin. And we'll bring ourselves upright for our warrior two. And yet again, I'm going to switch. Feeling the hips on this side, feeling the amount of work that the legs need to do. Torso up, extending. Where's the ease? Where's the discomfort? Where's your mind? All right, we're going to straighten that leg and lengthen. Feel your hips. What wants to move? How are we experiencing this? What's stable? What's fluid? And we'll start to explore our triangle to start. Now, that right hand could rest on your hip. Maybe some of you are starting to lengthen that arm open. Maybe you aspire toward it and you notice, hey, my neck, my shoulders, it's creating more stress. My legs and my hips have enough to work on. Don't make your yoga punishment. Let your yoga be practice. That we're practicing all of the elements of our yoga. Our non-harming, our truthfulness, our moderation. Asteya is always a fun one, non-stealing. And I love to just apply it to myself on my mat. What am I robbing myself of an opportunity to learn, grow, feel, change, transform? Now maybe reach that right arm long. And can we lengthen from the side of the hip? Can you reach from there, not the shoulder socket? Are we finding our fullest, most free breath here, or is there suffering, a restraint, a constriction in our breath? Now I'm going to bring that right hand down. Remember, you could have carried your block with you here. I'm going to keep it on the inside of this foot to start. Revolving from the waist, left hand to the low back, twisting. Where is the energy I'm applying? What am I intending? What am I learning about how the body exerts? And how I interpret that work, that action, that exertion. Feel your breath. Is the mind quiet or chattering? Some of you may wish to lengthen and cross over. twisting triangle, Pavrita Trikonasana. High moves. I'm going to bring both hands down, bend that left knee, step it back to plank. Lower to elbow height, breath. Do it in your mind. And lower the bellies down. Let's go ahead and bring the forearms out in front of us. Go moves. Inner thighs together. Push down through the forearms and ask the rib cage to rise while the belly gives you root. How much of the surface of your forearms and palms are contributing to the rooting? How is your back receiving and perceiving this lift, this bend? How is your back receiving your breath? How is the whole torso receiving and facilitating breath as you rise? Chin down, grow tall through the back of the neck, Sphinx. Good. Tuck the chin down, tuck the toes. We're going to lift the belly, forearm plank, chin over thumbs. Wrap around your waist and belly with strength. We'll start to walk the feet in, dropping the head down for dolphin. So we've done a lot to start to prepare that upper arm area, but it doesn't mean that that may be easy. What are you interpreting right now? Bottom body in your down dog, pressing the heels back, tilt the tailbone up, release the crown down, try not to have your head on the floor. Where's your breath? Can you press down firm through both forearms? Don't let the hands come together. And knees down. Let's roll it up until we're standing on our knees. I'm going to encourage many of us, if you have an open wall, to come and press your thighs, hips, belly up against the wall. If you don't, we'll stay in the middle of the room. Move. Knees a few inches apart, thighs pressing, hips pressing, ribs pressing. If you have mammary glands, lift them and press as much of your rib cage against the wall as you can. Now hands to the low back. Breath. What are we experiencing? Whether you're at the wall or free. Grow tall in the rib cage, hips over knees, chest up. Peel your chest upward. What's changing? In each moment, what can transpire to find more ease? Hips on the wall. Gradually bringing ourselves back up. Making our way back. Move a cat out of the way. Forearms down. Tuck the toes. Reach chin over thumbs. Forearm plank. Inner thighs together. Squeeze. Use your entire being for stability. You need a solid structure for all of the fire that you need here. Ask the muscles in between your ribs to help you. Ask your heels to help you. Walk the feet in, drop the head down, dolphin. Can you grow taller in that trajectory of the spine upward? What are the heels doing to anchor you? How are you feeling as your heart beats and the heat starts to accumulate? Don't get swept up in your fire. Stay grounded, rooted, peaceful. Let's bring the knees down. One more camel. Maybe go to the wall. I'm going to demo this one away from the wall. A fist width in between your inner thighs. Hands either giving support to the low back, maybe coming down to the hamstrings. Trying to keep those hips over your knees. Grow tall through the rib cage. Up, not back. Keep an element of rising as your body finds yield and pliability, as your breath finds more space, new crevices to expand within. Where's that upward energy? What are we interpreting as discomfort? Do we need to come out? Bringing ourselves back up. All right, let's come to hands and knees. Maybe have a block, several blocks, maybe have a cushion or two with you. We're going to step the right foot up. If you have a block, you can bring it underneath here. I'll turn this way. Underneath here. Underneath your right butt cheek. Sit bones. And you could bring that hip onto the block, straightening one leg, that left knee aiming to the floor. Now you might need your block a little higher. Hips aligned forward, flex the right toes. Aim that left hip forward. See if you can stack your head over your shoulders, over your hips. Ask yourself, draw a mental picture of the alignment of the bones in your body. Is that left kneecap rotating in to the right so that it is flat and neutral to the floor? And you may interpret that inside of yourself as a twisting of the left thigh bone to the right. Flex the right toes. Don't let that right leg roll open to the right. Keep putting some energy to roll that right thigh bone to the left. Just a slight rotation. What are we interpreting? What are we feeling? What are we perceiving? Hanumanasana. Could you lift the chest up like the camel pose into an upward arcing? Upward arcing. Upward from where? Don't just jut the chin up, cramping the neck. Some of you may want to just stay right where you are. Others of you, you can flex the toes. Maybe you start exploring flat, straight spine forward, stopping where we need to stop. Hanumanasana split. So we've done our twisting triangle, our camel, our dolphin. Pull the right hip back a bit. Push the left hip forward. What are you experiencing? How are we perceiving discomfort and suffering? Where is the freedom? What's transforming right here? Nothing stays the same. Try not to look at it as I got better at something. You didn't get better at the pose, you got better at observing. You became more aware, more practiced at awareness and respect. Gradually bring ourselves back up. All right, so we're going to switch that out. And if you don't need a block, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to lift the toes, flexing. I've got a super grippy mat, so I can't really slide. Now that other mat is also grippy, but less grippy. All right, right kneecap. I had to do an adjustment here for myself. Right hip forward, sliding that left heel forward. My chest is up, and I'm just feeling time elapse. Things are changing. I'm not trying to push the hip down. It's just gradually saying maybe. And the most space now to be given is in the front of the right hip because that left leg is all the way to the earth. Again, this isn't a goal. I just spent the time accepting that things are constantly changing. And I'm feeling the limitation in the front of that right hip and feeling how it's connected to the left sacrum for me. Whoa, trying to stay active in that left foot, feeling the back of that left calf because that muscle is really feeling a bit of its limitation. Whoa, the right hip just released and gave a little bit more space. I'm going to send my breath down into the hips. Let more of my body weight sink and lift the chest. Making room for breath, making room for wisdom, making room for peace. Some of you wish to take that upper body forward. Chin leading, breastbone leading, shoulder blades back. What changed? What intensified? What softened? Where is your mind? Comprehending, miscomprehending? Memory or anticipating? Planning? What happens over time? And let's gradually bring ourselves up. Feel this moment. Don't want to change it. Be in it. Absorb it. Get to know it. Remember it. I'm just going to shift my weight onto my left hip and bring this right leg forward, making my way down onto my back. Eyes open. Just stomp the feet a bit. Good, bottoms of the feet together, inner thighs open. How are we experiencing this moment? Eyes wide open. How are we perceiving this breath? Eyes wide open. Going to bring the inner thighs in. Cross the right ankle above left knee. Now I'm just going to roll my legs over to the right. So just stay on that left foot. Roll onto the instep, the arch of the left foot. Done a lot of core work today. Let's lengthen. Feel that left hip bone. Letting the spine twist to the left. Letting the arms feel heavy and rest. Where do the free areas of the body express that to you? Where do we feel it? Where are we experiencing freedom? Are we fully absorbing and getting to know what that freedom feels like? Or does the area of discomfort, dis-ease, duhkha, consume our attention? Can we affect that? Can we affect where our attention goes without changing the body? Roll back to a neutral space. Uncross the legs and switch. And roll over to the left. Check in right now. Where's your mind? Is it accepting what is right here? Is it trying to replicate what you just felt on the other side? Where are we experiencing freedom? How fully are we experiencing that in our breath, in our mind, in our spirit? How is freedom changing, growing, or diminishing with each breath? Have we grown attached to a feeling? Or are we meeting ourselves where we are? Let's gradually bring ourselves back upright. Uncross the legs. We'll hug the knees into the chest. Maybe forehead to the knees. What are we experiencing in the back? The hips. Our breath. And lower the spine down. Let's go ahead and lengthen the body out for Shavas. Perhaps swing your legs up the wall. Position yourselves for what you consider has the least amount of distraction. And then invite your awareness to observe the body and the breath and the mind and the wisdom and the peace. Practicing stillness. Stillness in body, stillness in mind, stillness in our spirit. Keep your awareness right here. The mind will wander. The body will get agitated. Observe the patterns of what you react to. Observe the patterns of your attachments. Feel your awareness awakening to this moment. Feel your awareness before moving anything. Feel the awareness of your toes, your skin, your nerves, your organs. How fully can you occupy your body with awareness without movement? How fully can you occupy your breath without movement? Fully occupy awareness of your mind without asking it to do anything. Occupy your inner wisdom. Occupy your inner quietude and bliss. Begin to ask the body to move, but notice how the wisdom, the bliss, and the mind work together to ask the body to move. And notice how the body moves differently with that intention. All five of our bodies occupying each other. And we'll gradually bring ourselves upright to a seated space. And we'll start with our Ganesha. Maybe call to mind something that's an obstacle in our journey on this earth in this form right now. It could be a person, it could be a work life, outside life thing. Maybe it's an internal thing. Maybe we're arriving in a space in our yoga where we recognize that the obstacles and limitations are within. So maybe it's pride. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's resentment, or maybe it's jealousy. But feel that obstacle and how it's getting in your way, and pull. Be with that squeeze. Remember how Desikachar said that we can experience suffering as a squeeze. Feel how that obstacle is creating that suffering in us. And then feel the loosening grip, the lessening of that squeeze. And that intention of asking that to ease up. And we'll flip. You can keep the same obstacle in mind as your visualization. Maybe it's another. Maybe you don't have a visual at all. And pull. Maybe even experience how you're pulling differently. How you're experiencing the struggle and the fight within you differently. Maybe your struggle has shifted. Feel the breath in the struggle. Feel the mind in the struggle. Feel your wisdom, your bliss, and slowly release. And hold your heart next to your hands, next to your heart, holding your intention for your practice close to you, and carry it with you off your mat into the world. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, home yoga practice today on dukkha, suffering, with a little bit of heat in our flow. Namaste. It's my pleasure to work with you all so much. Ansel, I'm so happy that you come and join in practice. And Claudia and Joe, thank you always. You know, I think that maybe you guys are the only ones who are still here, but I wanted to ask, if you are finding your practice rather regularly, like daily, what are you noticing? You know, because it isn't the same, right? You're not doing some crazy hour and a half, like pound, pound, pound. What are you noticing physically? Are you saying, hey, actually, I'm noticing that something actually is feeling stronger, but a little less torn apart? Are you noticing any joints that are able to move a little more freely? What are we noticing in your mind and in your breath and in how you carry yourself out into the world? It was dawning on me overnight, and I'll confess a little bit even on the mat, that, I wondered, especially for Claudia and Joe, who had been experiencing practice maybe in a more once a week, maybe in a more intense kind of 90-minute experience. What has changed if you are able now to actually find a little bit more practice daily, maybe of less minutes, but a little more consistency. So yeah, I'm just wondering, so if you're still here, and it looks like you are, if you want to share. And if you don't want to share here, I thoroughly understand. You could always send me a private message on Facebook Messenger or send an email. But it is really cool to be able to experience and share what is transforming, if you're noticing anything transforming. In how I'm teaching now, combined with my own practices, I feel as though I have a softer strength, but a strength nonetheless, not a rigid strength, but a softer strength on a physical level, and certainly a little bit more grounded on my mental and spiritual level. All right, I've been yapping the whole time, so you're welcome, Claudia and Joe. Okay, I am really glad for everyone joining. Feel free to check us out again tomorrow, where we're going to be finding a new level and a new edge. Reminder, our poses today: twisting triangle, camel, split or Hanumanasana, and Dolphin. If you're just joining, please hit us on replay and check out the whole class where we're integrating in our yoga plan that we set yesterday, bringing it throughout the week, a little bit more fire today. So I also want to know, how are those chaturangas, y'all? Okay, gats to go. All right, you all. Feel free to, if you have it in your heart or your pockets, to give a donation, paypal.me/justbeyoga. Namaste, everyone.